Welcome back in. We're live at Social Taco on this Tuesday. The terrace is packed out. They have been here early and arriving often. You can join us every Tuesday here from Social Taco in the Square in Homewood. Always tell you about our friends at Crafts, whether it's lunch, dinner, or breakfast through the drive-thru. Crafts, their newest location right there on Highway 280 in Mountain Brook. It's next to the Hampton Inn. It's the old Wendy's location, but we got to see it for ourselves. It's a beautiful new store. And they got everything that you're going to want. Everything made in-house, whether it's the delicious chicken tenders, you want to go with the bites, all the made-from-scratch signature sauces, the stick-to-your-ribs sides like the mac and cheese. They got gravy, they got biscuits, but they also have the handhelds and the salads as well. It's Crafts right there on 280, craftsbhm.com for more information.
Joining us as he does each and every Tuesday, hope to goodness he's on a better phone than he was last week.
Ooh.
Demetri Ravanos joins us from Awful Announcing. Also, you can follow his work there at the College Football Bubble Bath. Hey, Demetri.
Hey, boys, I want you to know I have left my house and climbed to the top of the hill a block away to make sure we are good and clear.
Well, we appreciate that because that was kind of an embarrassment last week, to be completely honest with you.
Are you saying for me or for you guys? Because I like to think it's a 50-50.
Well, we just kept talking for like 3 minutes and had no idea that you were not there and just thought maybe you were unresponsive or had a medical emergency. So
I want you to know that Molly was very concerned that we couldn't work this out of what we would do with this segment.
I was
upset.
upset.
No, she was.
Molly,
I was
she's a
concerned.
pro.
Yeah,
No,
very much so.
This is not a critique of Molly at all. This is appreciating her concern for the situation in my home back then.
Thank you. I like to get stuff done, Demetri.
All right, Meat, how upset are you that you will not have Charles Bediako to make fun of because the judge has ruled against him again? He will not get to play for Alabama until the Alabama Supreme Court hears his case.
I feel like this means I get to have him to make fun of, right? Like, if he had won, then I have to shut up.
yeah.
But, I mean, at this point, and look, this is not Bediako exclusive. I would say the same thing about Joey Aguilar. At some point, you have to feel like a loser being 23, 24 and still calling yourself a junior or a sophomore, right? What happened to Shane?
I don't know, because if you're going to get $2-3 million wouldn't you wear the loser tag for $3 million for a season?
I mean, that certainly makes it a little bit easier, right? Like that certainly makes the L go down a little smoother. Yeah, I don't know, but look, I don't have a way to make $2 or $3 million, so let me have my snark, Landry.
Look, hey, Meat, Pat threw this out. We were talking about when the news broke yesterday with Bediako. Do you think that this is bigger? This is just his attorneys positioning, posturing, where they're going to ultimately try to sue the pants off the NCAA?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think that all of these suits that get, I guess tossed is not the right word, but all of these suits that get the can kicked down the road, I don't know if they'll all combine, but I think every single one of these lawyers files these suits knowing that they are going to lose the battle, but they have a bigger war in the back of their minds that they're planning on fighting. Yeah, I mean, like, I think it's going to be a race to who gets there first to be the one to sue the pants off the NCAA.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about that. I mean, I just think that when everything else is exhausted, then when it's all said and done, the attorneys are going to say, all right, look at the millions of dollars that my client has lost because you guys did not grant him the opportunity. Meanwhile, here's a million other cases in which you have allowed European basketball players that have to file W-2 forms that all of a sudden these guys get to play. So, yeah, I think there's a bigger play here. I'm not saying he's going to be successful, but it's, billable hours are undefeated just like other things are.
Why not sue him, right?
Sure. I mean, they're already suing them, but they can do a bigger suit in regards to
damages,
the damages, right? Correct.
Yeah, and it's not even just going to be pointing to the deference that the European players get as a leg to stand on. All of these lawyers point to or allude to in their initial press releases that 9-0 decision that the Supreme Court made against the NCAA and just the overall model of amateurism. 9-0 decisions don't happen often. Like, that is a good read of the tea leaves of how successful they would be in court. And like, to your point, Pat, about the European players, I remember there was a dude when I was covering NC State up here. There was a dude named Omer Yurtseven out of Turkey, I think. Now, he didn't end up staying at NC State, but NC State had to wait to bring him over until the Eurobasket season was done. And Eurobasket is like the UEFA Champions League. It is the highest of the high level of pro basketball in Europe. Like, you cannot tell me that is not, maybe not on par quality-wise with the NBA, but business-wise it certainly is.
My question is this. If you have a kid here in high school, and for some reason he gets a phone call from Jurgen Portugal across the way, that's the head coach of whatever club team.
Who's that again?
Jurgen Portugal.
Okay.
And
it's not like you said baklava.
He decides to leave after he graduates from Hewitt-Trussville High School. He's going to go and he's going to play for Achigan Vlachslava. Could he then, after a couple of years playing over there, would the NCAA be okay with him coming and playing college ball here?
I mean, oh man, am I right? They did do a really great job of showing you how fast those guys were going, whether it was luge, bobsled, whatever. I thought that was really innovative. I got Peacock before the 2024 Summer Olympics, and my wife and I keep it genuinely for the Olympics every year. It makes it so much better to be able to watch the entirety of the event you are interested in rather than have to wait for a little clip of, you might get 15 minutes of speed skating, but now we're going back to figure skating training sessions, right? So, yeah. I mean, I think NBC has done such a good job with the Olympics that I would be shocked if the IOC ever let the American rights hit the free market ever again.
I'm with you, and I was really dialed in this year because we had content during the show and trying to learn about the different Winter Olympic sports. But I thought that NBC did such a great job of, for people like me, let's be honest, for most of us, we're watching skeleton, and you have the skeleton, maybe it's the preliminaries that are about to come up, and we don't totally understand. So it's almost like the watch and learn where they go to the studio, they have someone that displays why they do it, how they do it. I think NBC, they do a really good job of knowing who their audience is and what we don't know, as opposed to just assuming that we do.
Yeah, 100%. I think this was a decision they made, I think going all the way back to the Barcelona games in '92, was to take it out of producers of sports hands and put it into producers of the Today Show's hands to really zero in on those stories of people that we are not even going to think about for another 4 years, right? But Landrum, to your point with skeleton, that's where the drone cameras I thought were really awesome, because I did not realize those dudes were steering and braking with their feet until I saw it from overhead. And that is just like, that gives you a whole new appreciation for this sport.
Yeah, no.
All right, so let me ask you this. What kind of number, of course, the Winter Olympics, they were up 96% over the Beijing Winter Olympics. I mean, folks really tuned in for this one. What kind of number? The record number for NBC to broadcast a hockey event in the Olympics is around 27 million, and that happened in 2010 when the Canadians beat the Americans for the gold medal in the men's hockey. That was in Vancouver. What kind of number? I have not seen anything yet. What kind of number do you anticipate seeing for Sunday morning's gold medal game? What kind of number do you think we're going to get?
I think it's going to be lower just because there are so many other ways to consume TV now than there were in 2010. That doesn't mean it wasn't an event that they did a great job covering, but I would say 19 feels like the ceiling to me.
Okay.
All right.
So it won't hit 20 million.
Which look, 19 million is nothing to sneeze at, right? That's better than I think any game of either the World Series, the NBA Finals, or the Stanley Cup Finals. That's still an event, but I think that 27 is a real product of, we didn't have streaming getting in the way the way we do now.
As far as Olympic performances and maybe just overall national pride and what it meant, we go back to Jesse Owens and what he made the Germans sit there and witness, which was greatness. We go to whether it's Michael Phelps, whether it's that miracle team, what U.S. men's hockey did on Sunday morning when we were watching it here in the States, where is the significance all time with some of those past great stories that I just mentioned?
It's weird. So there is a great line at the end of the movie Miracle where, which is the movie version of the Miracle on Ice, right? Where Kurt Russell sort of says that it was a moment in our nation's history that meant something that we might never get again because it's all NHL All-Stars now. While I think that rings true, I do think the fact that it was the anniversary of the day of the Miracle on Ice, that was the last time they won the gold medal. Like, it's just, and I mean, on top of that, the lasting picture of the Connor Hellebuck save. Like, it was really hard not to get excited. And I will tell you, I tell people all the time, I am not a hockey fan. I do not care what the Carolina Hurricanes do from game to game. Did I have my alarm set for 8 a.m. to make sure I was up to watch it? You bet your ass I did. It was it was the ultimate payoff to the event, to the whole event, the entirety of the Olympics.
Thank you for saying that. That's so refreshing.
Sure is. Some people we work with did not feel that way, but that's okay. They have their that's why they live in the United States of America, where they have the freedom where if they don't want to get up early and watch their fellow Americans compete halfway around the world for supreme dominance in hockey, that's fine.
Yeah.
I will say,
sticks
if
to
you're
the
asking
face
me,
and their teeth knocked out.
Yeah.
All that blood just left over there in Italy.
Okay, Demetri, you can be the unbiased party here.
Okay.
My wife and I just bought our first home, and we moved in over the weekend. I was a little preoccupied on Sunday morning. Is that a acceptable reason to maybe not tune into that event?
Does your Wi-Fi work? I mean,
Yes.
You don't have to lock in. It can be on, like, in the background. I get you guys are an hour behind me, so I do have, like, 7 a.m. is very different from 8 a.m. on a Sunday morning, right? So I do have a little bit of sympathy for you, but no, there is no excuse it couldn't have at least been on in the background.
That one backfired. That one backfired.
There is only one excuse that you and Paige could have had that I think we would have accepted here on the show for missing.
Yep, and he went,
And cleaning the house was not part of it.
yeah, unless that's code.
This is true.
Oh, my goodness
Welcome back,
gracious.
Conrad.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Do we agree that the signature, like, hell yeah, go America moment of the Olympics is a 17-year-old with multicolored hair screaming the F word into the camera after winning a gold medal in figure skating?
I'll tell you what, I didn't know that she had pierced her teeth or whatever is going on up there, and then we figured out that she did it herself, and there was zero pain tolerance. But speaking of teeth, Jack Hughes, the shard of tooth that is now missing, I think it's just up to Jack Hughes. You're the hero. But I think you leave the teeth that way, and you donate that tooth to the Smithsonian.
Okay, so I'm with you on the second part. You definitely donate the tooth to either the Smithsonian. You don't know. I'll tell you where you donate the tooth, Landrum. You donate it to the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto to make sure they remember.
Yes.
I like that.
But if I'm his agent, I am calling every dental implant company in the country and saying the bidding starts now. How much are you going to give my guy to fix his teeth?
Amazing. That is great stuff. That is Demetri Ravanos. You can follow his work at Awful Announcing. Also, the college football bubble bath. What's up on the bubble bath coming up this weekend?
I don't know. I've had to do so much hardcore dadding ahead of my wife and I getting ready to do a weekend of house cleaning with our anniversary coming up. I haven't had time to think about college.
Hey, how about this? Coming off the Olympics and all the pride and patriotism, the 5 most unpatriotic things you've heard in the past year. And use Conrad as your example.
That he will be 1 through 5.
Exactly. Just break it down.
Yeah. No, I think it's time. I think it's time he has a reckoning in that way.
Demetri, we always appreciate your time. Thank you so much, friend, and have a great rest of your week. Stay warm there, and hopefully spring is coming soon.
Yeah, God willing, right? All right, boys. Good talking to you.
You as well.
Demetri Ravanos joins us each and every week on the Higginbotham Hotline. You deserve solutions that are built for you. Higginbotham is your one-source solution for insurance, financial, and HR services. When we come back on Three-Man Front, a voice that we have not heard in a while. He is as dismayed as FSU Dave towards Conrad. We're going to hear from Hastings next.
Are we going to keep doing this?
On Three-Man Front. It is 1:20. Welcome back to Social Taco and Three-Man Front on Jocks. Pat Landrum, Molly were live on site. Conrad Van Order was here earlier, and I'll just be honest with you.
We turned this into an Americans-only party.
That's right. His attitude towards the Olympic hockey game on Sunday morning, which he did not watch, which he telegraphed weeks in advance before we even got to the game.
What was so bad about it.
Yeah, I mean, he let us know up front. I'm not watching the Olympics. I don't care if we do well. It's not priority for me.
Yeah. Well, we had a Pat Ponders question. It was, will you watch more Super Bowl coverage on the day of the game or the entirety of the Olympics? And I said, I will watch more of Super Bowl Sunday coverage than the entire Olympics. And that turned out to be true.
No. Time out.
Oh, well, hold on. Let me introduce you properly.
He is.
Joining us now on site, Hastings, who, like FSU Dave, is a great American and never misses the United States in international competition.
Nope.
And I know he was up bright and early on Sunday morning getting ready for the game. He started, I think, getting prepared about 5 a.m. for the 7 a.m. Puck drop. Am I right there, Hastings?
That's right. That's
Okay.
right.
And I appreciate the American flag lapel that's underneath your desk, your vest there.
Yeah, well,
Nice touch.
I wanted to come in today and really show my patriotism because of how proud I was.
Yeah.
I think we had a Winter Olympics record this year. We have 12 golds.
Correct.
I'm
Most
so,
ever
Yeah,
in the winter.
I mean, that's amazing.
It makes you beam with pride.
Yes, and to be honest, this is probably the most of the Olympics that I've ever watched. With my schedule lining up as it did, I had a lot of opportunity to watch it, and it was fascinating. And by the way, Conrad, I want to call out the point that you just made. You in the Pat Ponders question, you said yes, I'll watch more Super Bowl coverage, but then you doubled down and said I'm not going to watch any of the Olympics, and that's when really we became concerned about your pride and how much this citizenship and all those people before you who fought for the right for you not to watch the Olympics meant to you.
Whoa, defend that.
I stand by what I did.
And this is just what's disappointing. And I talked to these guys prior. You gave us a bad look, too. I mean, we're talking about Joe Namath and the Brady Bunch. And you go out there.
Nothing is more wholesome and American than Joe Namath and the Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
And he wants to bring up.
Last time I checked,
Chronicles of
Hastings, you're
Narnia.
not 50 years old, right? You've
That's
actually
correct.
gone back and watched the tape.
I have. Nick at Night. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, back we actually
I was a
had
Full
culture.
House guy. Sorry.
That's just disappointing. Yeah, you know, and it's okay. It just makes me question. Luckily, there is one good broadcaster from Hayden, Alabama, that did cover
She
the
was
Olympics.
fantastic.
She was great.
Great interview, by the way.
Yeah,
really
it was
enjoyed you guys
great.
setting that up with her.
It's good to see that. I mean, because listen, my son married a sweet girl from Hayden, Alabama. I am very well aware of the great people. of
Surely
Blount
they're
County.
not all as
No,
like Conrad at
No,
all.
I bowled with one of Conrad's classmates,
Wow.
Jacob, and he was dialed in
No,
to all of the Olympics.
I don't know what happened with that certain segment of Hayden, Alabama, but it troubles me that Conrad did not pay attention or love of his country watch the Olympics on Sunday morning.
And you guys kind of teed it up for him, and you gave him an opportunity in order for him to kind of make up for it, and he couldn't do it. You know, we're in a message.
I think the cave fall might have taken his patriotism.
That may have been it.
Somewhere in that
if
cave.
I did hit
anything,
my head on the way down.
Those good Americans came and saved him.
That's what I was going to say. The outstanding
And
American first responders.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't think about. They ran into the cave.
True
They didn't run away
American
from the
hero.
cave. They ran into the cave to save him.
And they, you know what? They probably could have won a gold medal.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, for saving you, dragging you out. I
Yeah.
mean, that takes some skill, Conrad.
That guy's at home on his couch enjoying some quality time with his family, and he gets the emergency, and it's, hey, some drunk kid is falling down a cave, and we've got to go retrieve him out.
Well, when he's getting text messages of Eagles and a lot of patriotism and
How about the
It can't
video
like
I
any-
sent out? Remember the
Beautiful.
video I sent out?
Yeah.
It made you. You sent me a private message, and you said, "I just want to tell you, that made me weep."
Yep, I did.
That you, a grown man, you cried when I sent you the video prior to the hockey game, because that's how much of an American, how much you cared about what was at stake.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm getting choked up right now thinking about it.
See?
Yeah.
That's
Well,
just good Americans.
And why does this surprise us, though? Because Conrad is the person, and we're thinking about the things that are wholesome to us. He tried to screw up the Alabama uniform how many times?
Oh yeah, he wants a black. You're an Alabama guy. Do you want a black uniform?
Oh, but you know what? First off, absolutely not. But you know what? He wants Bediako to play, and Bediako's Canadian, so I'm really starting to see a lot of ties here, and that's disappointing. And then we're not going to go. We're traditionalist here, and he probably thinks Kalen DeBoer's not on the hot seat, and we all know he is. He go out there, lose to a crappy Florida State and Oklahoma team again. Yeah, see what those boosters are doing. Conrad, meanwhile, well, I hope he does good. I'm just.
You said that sounds just like him.
Not
At first, I thought Conrad was sitting next to me again here at the restaurant.
Not American, not an Alabama fan. This has been bowling over since the Florida State game at the beginning of the year.
Well,
guys.
if everyone is familiar, there was a serious beef between you two during the football season. Remind us again what that was about.
Well, and he just
That got weird on the show that day.
Yeah,
it
really
did. You know,
'Cause you could not call in because you're working.
That's right.
But you were texting during certain segments, and you were very very pissed off at Conrad.
was letting them know. I mean, everybody knows that it's like when you're on a no hitter. You got a perfect game going. You don't say anything.
You don't
to
say
the
anything.
pitcher.
That's right.
You just let it go. But instead, he comes out there. We're going to beat him by 40. Well, I had a bad feeling about it.
As
he had
you
the bet
should.
with Dave,
Yeah.
and I don't even know if he ever – Dave, did he repay you at least? Okay, at least he repaid Dave. He didn't repay me from all the sorrow and torment he caused me because not only did he do it once, he did it again.
Yeah.
Oklahoma game. I thought we'd grown up. We had squashed it. We were back to
I
being
remember
buddies,
that.
back
Yeah.
to being allies, full-fledged ahead, just beat, the 4 ranked teams in a row. Everything's going good. Then he comes out and he says, you know what? I'm tired of it. We're going to kick there. You know what?
He did. Yeah.
Does it again.
Yep.
Well,
To
also,
be fair, I did that before the Vanderbilt game. That one worked out.
And then admits to saying that Indiana was going to beat us just because he thought it would make us win. If you say it, you never admit it. And that was 3 strikes, and that was when he was out.
Well, and let's also be honest. You have been the better person because here recently you invited him.
You're a grown man, Hastings.
You invited him to go down to Tuscaloosa,
Oh.
just the two of y'all, to go to a basketball game. And he did not even, here, I witnessed it.
Yep.
He was like, yeah, I'm in. He stood you up.
Seemed pretty excited about it. I actually reached out to him again. I said, hey, bud, game, could get down there. We can even ride together. If you don't want to use your gas or anything, I'll gladly take you down there. We can go and we can stop at your favorite restaurant, grab a nice little hot dog, cheesesteak, whatever you want. Nothing.
I do genuinely feel bad about that one.
See?
I will own up to that one. That one was bad.
It hurt. But, after that, I learned who my real friends were.
And real American friends.
Real American friends are. And from now on, you guys
we're
will get the
Americans.
invite.
We're Americans. Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, you turn your back on your country, you deserve this kind of ridicule.
Backlash. Yeah.
Well, and look, y'all, I wouldn't do this if
Luckily,
it wasn't fair.
Lucky you're still stateside.
Yeah. Why don't you go up to Canada, go hang out with the Canadian Gooses in 3-degree weather?
Yeah. Go hang out with Randy Quaid up there.
That's right. Just know that, Conrad, after the torch run, if you do the torch run, I will be there, and I'll have a nice, cold, tasty beverage, whatever that is, and we can share one, and we can make bygones be bygones.
I like that.
Bring him some chafing cream.
Yeah,
For
I
the
will.
outfit he's
For
gonna have to wear.
for both, the down under and then the nipples also chafe really bad. I used to be a bad runner, and as far as he needs to run to make up for not being an American, I think he's going to need that too, guys.
Hastings, I just appreciate that the olive branch is still out there. So that's
It is.
You're the bigger person, and for that, I do appreciate that.
Well, Comrade, I want to give you a chance because I know deep down inside your mother would be super disappointed to know that you're not an American.
And she'd probably be a little bit surprised, too. All right, that is Hastings. Always great to see you, Hastings.
Great to see you, Hastings.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you all for letting me come on here and extend an olive branch to my once good comrade. Comrade.
Comrade. There it is.
Well, he is Russian pretty much right now for all
Hey,
all
just
intents and
know
purposes.
this, Hastings, the top rope is always available to you on the show.
Hey, appreciate it, guys. Had a lot of fun today. By the way, hey, come check out Social Taco if you haven't been here. You'll love it. Promise.
All right.
Thanks, Hastings.
Thanks, Hastings. Good to see you. More three-man front here on Jocks.
Oh, the patriotism continues to flow here inside of Social Taco. Hopefully where you are, it is great to be a proud American. If you're a proud American, like everyone here and most of us here in the Jocks listening area. Just looking at a picture that's coming out, the United States men's hockey team taking a picture from out in front of the White House in all of their great USA gear. Once again, hats off to Ralph Lauren. In the gear that he is
They've been making hockey players look good.
Yeah, I mean, you made those guys look like they could go to church.
Here, I'm going to tweet this out and
tag Conrad in it.
Yeah, so Conrad can look at it. What is his?
Conrad VO Radio. There you go, Pat.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is. Just so that you can see it, Conrad.
I'm sure it's something very kind about me.
Just so that you can retweet it to your Communist Manifesto brothers.
No, this is a good way for Conrad, this picture. You get to know our team.
Yeah. The best hockey players in the world.
Yeah, they won gold.
Yeah.
Paul from Boaz quickly is asking on the text line, Conrad, where is Faye when you really need her?
Yeah.
She would have my back.
See, I've never seen Faye hasn't really come to Conrad.
Yeah, she hasn't, because she strikes me as a hard-working, I love my country American.
You better believe it.
Right there in the beauty parlor. Hope everything's going well. I don't know if she cut hair on Monday or Tuesday. All right, it's time. Questions from Pat. This is Pat Ponder.
I want to know what you're thinking. Tell me what's on your mind.
It's time for Pat Ponders.
Brought to you by Courtesy GMC in Trussville. Get by and see them off of I-459, exit 32. Check them out online at courtesybirmingham.com. Question number one. Since 2009, the Army-Navy game has been played the second Saturday in December. But Army head coach Jeff Monken told The Athletic that he would be in favor of moving it up to Thanksgiving weekend. Monken, like many other coaches in college football, they want the playoff to actually move up, and he is willing to remove the Army-Navy game as an obstacle. So in other words, move it up to Thanksgiving. Do you like this idea, or should the Army-Navy game stay at its current calendar location?
I want to stay in my lane, so I don't know where the folks, and this means a lot, I know that it does to all of us, but seems like Thanksgiving weekend, I don't want it to get lost, and it feels like it would get lost. I like to stand alone, having that platform. Him saying that, though, makes me believe that maybe there's been a lot more conversations about this. I just have we gotten anything from the Naval Academy?
I haven't seen it.
I prefer the standalone. I'm with you, Landrum.
Yeah.
Because I like it having its own slot.
Yeah,
like
it should.
it's always appointment viewing for me
The
every
build
year.
up, the pageantry.
Yeah.
The
It's a
tradition,
great
the
display of
history.
patriotism, and I think it deserves its own day.
Good comeback.
He gave you another chance, and you nailed it.
That's
That a
good.
guy.
That's
That a
good.
guy.
He's coming back around. All right, question number two. Pro Football Focus has named their top 3 returning quarterbacks in college football for 2026. The publication says that Julian Sayin, Dante Moore, and Arch Manning are the top 3. Gunnar Stockton, meanwhile, he's 11th on the list. Of those 4 quarterbacks I just mentioned, Sayin, Moore, Manning, and Stockton, which would you take as quarterback on your team in 2026?
Ooh. I mean, Gunnar Stockton, just a guy that you know is going to be tough. He's not going to miss time because of injury. He's tough as nails, and he makes clutch throws when you need them. It would depend, and you didn't give us this, how I was built as far as the surrounding pieces and what did my defense look like. But of those guys that you just gave me, I think that I would probably go with Julian Saint.
Okay, Landrum goes Julian Sayin.
I'm not saying this just because I'm the Big Ten apologist. I would probably say Dante Moore with Oregon.
Okay. Molly goes
But
Ducks.
I would Julian Saint would probably be my second.
Yeah, Julian Saint had his chance, so I'm going to take Dante Moore because he's a great American and a great football player. And, I do think Julian Saint's the best of that bunch, but he had his shot and he decided to leave. So
Is
give me
Julian
Dante
Sand
Moore.
not a great American?
No, he left Alabama.
Oh, left Alabama.
That's
But
why
he-
he's not a great American.
Did you see his tweets watching hockey the other day?
Mhm.
Julian Sand?
Yeah,
That was cool.
because he loves America.
Yeah.
All right, question number 3.
Millions of dollars, and he still found a way to wake up at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
I bet he wasn't moving houses, Landrum.
The people do that for him.
Probably so.
Yes. All of them.
In 1970, the International Olympic Committee awarded the city of Denver the 1976 Winter Olympics. The Colorado Capital won the bidding against cities in Switzerland, Finland, and Canada. 18 months after Denver won the games, the city rejected the Olympics due to costs and environmental concerns. They became the first country ever to win the bidding and then turn it down.
I had no idea because you asked what would another site, and I was like, why don't we do it in the Rocky Mountains and you could host everything in Denver? I didn't know that they had done this.
Yep, they turned it down after they won the games in 1976. So the games were held in Switzerland in that year. And so there's been 3 cities in North America that has hosted the Winter Olympics. Now, you can't say one of the 3, that being Squaw Valley, Salt Lake City, or Lake Placid. But what other city or cities do you think could legitimately host a Winter Olympics?
Oh, goodness. You could do – now, you would have to travel a little bit because they don't get typically a whole lot of snow. It's just rain. But couldn't you do something in host it there in Seattle and then move to the mountains for a lot of your events? I think Seattle would be a interesting place.
Jackson Hole.
Wyoming?
Yep.
I was thinking Big Sky in Montana, and you could also do stuff in Jackson Hole, or, hear me out, Anchorage or Juneau, Alaska.
Okay.
I think that would be awesome.
That's a good one, yeah.
Did you know Anchorage has put a bid in
Yeah.
for the Olympics before, but they did not make it through the different qualifying rounds?
I'm just looking at, and maybe I'm thinking about this all wrong, but I'm thinking of cities, places that have the infrastructure. Because I go back to Miracle and Lake Placid, and you go and look at that town hosting an Olympics, and you're like, what? But now what we've gotten recently with the amount of money that people are investing in building these things, like Big Sky, that's great. Jackson Hole, that's great. Would the locals be willing to add all of that stuff to their quaint places that they hold so dear? I thought that you would need more of a bigger hub to base things out of.
Yeah.
Where are you going to do that in Wyoming? I don't know. But Jackson Hole would be a great place.
Where did you say, Conrad?
Jackson Hole.
Jackson Hole? Okay.
Got
That
plenty
was-
of space.
Is there a requirement from the Olympic Committee for these specific sites, like your population?
Obviously, you got to have the infrastructure.
Because we got a lot of great places that have great snow. I just don't know how you would host, on what the games have become, how you would host that many people coming to that remote place, number one.
Yeah.
Jackson Hole would be tough to get to.
Obviously, Lake Placid is in western New York. I mean, you might say Buffalo could host it, and then you could do the skiing events
Yeah.
in Lake Placid. But I guess that would technically go against the question I asked, but fascinating. All right. Final question today comes from BB. Those of us who still frequent the brick and mortar libraries understand that checking a book out is usually for a 2-week period. A man recently returned a book, composer Igor Stravinsky's 1936 autobiography, to the New York Public Library that was overdue by a staggering 72 years. So my question is, how bad of a procrastinator are you, whether it's your job-related, personal responsibilities, family commitments, etc.? Does it get you in trouble?
No. It did younger in life, but it's been many moons ago. No, if it's there, I make sure I go ahead and take care of it.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Maybe in middle school or high school with some homework assignments. But now that I'm an adult, I'm not really a procrastinator.
That stuff lingers with me. I start fixating on the fact that I haven't done it, and I still
yeah.
have to do it. I would rather go ahead and do it.
Right.
That's why I
I'm
do
the same
cardio
way.
right when I wake up. I don't want to think about it all day. Just go ahead and do it. Knock it out.
Well, and how many times do you build something up in your head of like, oh, I don't want to do that. It's going to be a pain in the butt. And then you do it and it takes you 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
And you're like, I'm glad I just went ahead and did that. So, because I'm like you, Molly, like in high school, you know, there'd
Yeah.
be times I'd be in like homeroom and stuff, like doing my homework from the night before if I forgot about it or something. But yeah, no. Now I've learned that lesson.
That is today's Pat Ponders, brought to you by Courtesy GMC in Trussville. Go check them out right off of I-459 exit 32 in Trussville.
A lot of your texts. We will get to those when we roll on live from Social Taco in Homewood. We are Three Man Front.
It is 1:49 as we wrap things up. Another great Tuesday. Appreciate everybody stopping by, having lunch here at Social Taco. Want to remind everybody that we're here each and every Tuesday from 10 until 2. Next Tuesday is going to be a very special day. It is BB's birthday.
Ooh.
So we always invite folks to come out and be a part of our show every Tuesday, but it will be a little bit special next week as BB, the First Lady of Three Man Front, and this event each and every Tuesday will be celebrating her birthday. So come on by and give BB a happy birthday and enjoy some wonderful Mexican cuisine here at Social Taco.
Well, let's celebrate a win tonight with our friends at Prize Picks. Join millions of users. Sign up for America's #1 fantasy sports app today. It's really simple to play. Just pick more or less with Prize Picks on at least 2 player stats. If you get your picks right, you can cash in. We go SEC basketball tonight. A must-win, maybe, for Stephen Pearl and the Auburn Tigers. They take on Porter Moser and Oklahoma. Auburn, a 2.5-point road favorite. Player projection for Auburn guard Tahad Pettiford, Conrad. 15.5 points for Tahad. Are you going more or less?
Ooh, let's go more for Tahad. He had a rough game against Kentucky, but before that, 4 straight 20-point games. So, yeah, let's go more.
Oklahoma's Nigel Pack. He is really good as well. 16.5 points to projected. I will offer a little bit of insight here in saying that against other teams' prolific scorers, best players, if you will, Auburn has not been very good at shutting those guys down. Just ask Josh Hubbard. So I will say more, but I want to hear what you think.
No, it's similar to Pettiford. Didn't have a great game last time out, but before that went over this number 4 straight games. So, yeah, more for Nigel Pack and Todd Pettiford tonight.
All right, more on both of those guys. Both of those guys go for more. We're a winner. You can be a winner, too. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code WJOX to get $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup. That's code WJOX. $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
It's a busy day in the news world as Mark Pope, the head basketball coach of the University of Kentucky, he was fined by the Southeastern Conference today for his disparaging comments on the officiating after the Auburn loss on Saturday night. He was fined $25,000 and issued a public reprimand by the Southeastern Conference. His Wildcats are in Columbia, South Carolina tonight, taking on the Gamecocks. So we'll see what happens tonight if they lose again. It would be their 4th loss in a row for the Kentucky Wildcats. Auburn Tigers tonight, you can hear it right here on Jocks as they'll be taking on the Oklahoma Sooners, another must-win for the Tigers to maintain their spot in their current seeding for the potential Selection Sunday bid to make the NCAA tournament. Meanwhile, tonight, if you'll be tuned in to the State of the Union, the United States men's hockey team, they are having a ball right now inside the White House.
Jack Hughes has not gotten the tooth fixed.
No, he
looks
has
great.
not. He is old Snaggletooth.
Look at him.
Yep.
Hero. How you feeling today, Hero?
Looks like he's feeling pretty good.
I love it.
He's a short fella. I guess I didn't realize he was that short. I mean, he's not like Damian short.
You see why he's so quick?
But, I mean, again, you put him on skates, then, looks like a little bit bigger.
We do have some texts. We can pile on Conrad. At least we have another 3 minutes to do it. 800-239-WJOX or 205-834-9450. You guys are going to take the time to poo on Conrad. We want to read your text. This one rolling in. Faye is heartbroken right now, knowing it's over with Conrad. Faye's not into foreign men, we're told.
Never say never. You never know when I'm going to surprise you.
Bill from Madison, thank you, Bill, for your patriotism, and thank you for listening to the show. He adds, I was up by alarm at 6:45 to see U.S. win gold in men's hockey. God bless America. Thank you, Bill.
Yep, thanks, Bill.
We felt you there, too. Conrad was busy waffle stomping in his new house instead of watching the Olympics.
Unfortunately, I couldn't waffle stomp until last night because I had a plumbing issue, but
No, that's never stopped.
Corey,
you.
I'm not going to read
now.
your text, and you're a bad American as well.
Oh, was somebody actually defending me?
Yeah. They are. Faye, I'm trying to work. Why y'all keep calling me out? If Conrad wants a good time, come to Sylacauga. Friends are optional.
That's good. That's good.
Faye says she works and lives in neighboring towns. I'm not pooing on Conrad. I didn't watch either. Only watched some of the Olympics. AY. Thank you, AY.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I had the gold game And online church side by side Sunday morning, Zach in Huntsville.
That's a good idea.
Praise Jesus and God bless America.
Yep.
Hey, guys. Were the 1980 U.S. hockey team amateurs or professionals?
They were amateurs.
Amateurs. Bunch of gritty kids from Boston and Minnesota. Herb Brooks had to make them hate him so they'd stop hating each other. And what did that do? Unified them. We took down that evil empire that was the USSR. That'll do it. Special thanks to Dave, the proprietor of Social Taco, a great American. Folks like Howie, Don, Stan. I hadn't heard from Stan today.
Stan's been a little quiet tonight. I think him and Don are start feuding.
They are?
Yeah.
A little date night, that'll solve that. From all of us to all of you, thanks for joining on each and every day. God is great. Have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday.